Today we're talking about why I wish I hadn't gone to a nursing home. Here are 6 truths that seniors need to hear. I didn't write this book to scare anyone off from ever entering a nursing home. But before moving into a nursing home, it's important to know what you're getting yourself into. So if you haven't watched my top 5 reasons to consider going to a nursing home yet, definitely watch that one next because this will be the other side of the coin. The first truth that I wish somebody had told me is that residents in a nursing home are not friends. I think this was the biggest shock for me when I moved into the nursing home. I thought that just because we were all seniors living together, that we would become friends. But I found out pretty quickly that this was not the case at all. It took me several months to really make any connections with the other residents. And then those were mostly surface-level connections. Even after living there for 2 years, I really only had one friend that I could call. So if you move into a nursing home expecting to make lots of friends, I'm here to tell you that that's probably not going to happen. Now, your mileage may vary on this, but that was my experience. Truth, no. 2, you will have to get used to being called by a nickname that usually starts with the letter B. When I first moved into the nursing home, I noticed that every resident seemed to have a nickname that started with the letter B, and I asked the social worker about this. And she said that the staff just likes to call the residents by these nicknames because they're easier to call and they start with the letter B. So if you're used to having people call you by your name, that might change in a nursing home. So now I go by BB. The third thing that I wish somebody had told me before moving into a nursing home is that most activities are centered around 2 p.m. every single day. I don't know if it's just at my nursing home or at other nursing homes too, but there always seems to be an activity at 2 o'clock every single day. And that means that your schedule has to revolve around that activity, because that's the only time they'll do it. And most of the residents look forward to the activities, so they'll attend them. I'm more of a morning person, so it was difficult for me to adjust to the routine of taking a nap in the afternoon, so that I could stay up late. Now, there are some activities that are offered earlier in the day and some later in the evening, but most of them seem to be concentrated in the early afternoon. So if you like to nap in the afternoon, then you're in luck, because that's when most of the activities take place. If you're not a napper, then it might be hard for you to adjust to the schedule. This next one might sound kind of strange, but it's something that I noticed and I wish I had known before moving in. The fourth thing I wish someone had told me is that you should bring a fan to circulate the air in your room. I was told that if I brought a fan, it would help keep the air circulating in my room, which would help keep the smell down. Now, I'm not going to elaborate on that any further than that, but if you know what I mean, then you know what I mean. But trust me, bringing a small fan to put in the corner of your room will make a huge difference. No. 5, you'll have to be very assertive about getting your call light answered. This is another thing that shocked me when I first moved in. I pushed my call button, and it took over an hour for anyone to come to my room. An hour, I understand that they're short-staffed, but surely someone can come to my room and at least check on me in less than an hour. But when I rang my call light, sometimes I'd have to wait so long that I would end up getting up out of bed to go to the bathroom and then back again. Sometimes I would sit there and cry because I couldn't get anyone's attention. It was extremely frustrating, especially at night when I had to go to the bathroom. So when I finally got up and went to the bathroom, I decided then that I was going to be very assertive about getting my call light answered. So the next time I needed something, I rang my call light and I rang it again and I rang it again until someone came to my room, and guess what? It worked. So you have to be assertive, and you have to learn to ring that call light multiple times until someone comes to your room. And the last thing that I wish someone had told me before moving into a nursing home is that you shouldn't expect any privacy whatsoever. I'm not talking about having the curtains drawn for privacy while you're laying in bed. That's normal in a nursing home. What I'm talking about is the lack of privacy when it comes to conversations. For example, when I first moved in, I kept hearing a lot of private details about the other residents. Things that maybe they didn't want everybody else to know. I realized that the staff was repeating a lot of the things that the residents told them to other people. And that really bothered me because I thought, well, if they're doing that to other people, then they might do that to me. And sure enough, a few weeks later, I heard somebody repeating things to me that I had told her in private. So the bottom line is this: anything that you say in a nursing home is not private. It will get out, and other people will know what you've told someone else. So be careful about what you share. I know this is a huge adjustment coming from living alone in your own house, where you have complete privacy, to living in a nursing home where there is no privacy whatsoever, like you're getting dressed in your room. But there might be other residents standing right outside your door waiting to get into the bathroom. So just know that you won't have any privacy while you're living in a nursing home. So those are the 6 things that I wish someone had told me before moving into a nursing home. Did I scare you off from ever moving into a nursing home? Well, if you're thinking about moving into a nursing home, you should watch this video next. See you soon.